Hello my friends, welcome back. How are you? I hope doing okay. Here's what I'm up to today. I have this little keychain mold here. And we're going to make a memorial piece. Now I get these little glass pieces out and they're not going to work. I tried to place one in there and they rise too far over the mold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pipette here, and I have them in different sizes. So I got the tiniest size that I have, and I'm going to cut off the tube part of it and keep the bulb. And I'm going to try to see if I can get the ashes that I was sent down into this bulb. That's part of the pipette. Now here's the ashes that I was sent to make this keychain for someone. And now I got to figure out how to get the ashes into this bulb. And this isn't going to work. I tried to get that little funnel, but that's not going to work. So I'm just going to try to drop it down in here and just take my finger and scoot it into the bulb. And I'm trying to scoot it. It's little bit by bit. I mean, it's, if I don't figure something else out, it's going to take forever to get these ashes into here. I'm just doing a little at a time. And I have a little measuring cup underneath me to catch anything that may spill, because I want to be sure and send this person, all of this person, back to the person it came from. So I need to make sure that I keep all of this together. And be very respectful. And see, I have the ashes on my finger there, and I'm just trying to scoop it off of my glove into the, and that's all I have. So let's try this method right here. I took the funnel and I put it at the end of the tube, the end of the pipette. And this is working a lot better. I'm getting a lot more in there than I was before. So I'm just going to line it up with the hole that I cut into the end of the pipette. Make sure I line it up. And now I'm going to drop some ashes down in there and then work it down into the pipette. Yes, this is working a lot better. Okay, we have our ashes here. So now I have heat up my heat gun, and I'm going to drop a dab of glue on top of the hole. And I don't want to put too much because I don't want it dropping down inside of the pipette where the ashes are at. And I want to be sure that I don't shake the ashes up so that they don't attach to the glue while it's hot. And I'm going to take this toothpick here. Really, it's not a toothpick. It's a skewer stick. And I love using them in my craft room. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to work it around that hole. Now I'm going to cut my heat gun off because I think that I'm satisfied with that. I'm pretty sure that's going to hold those in. Now, I have here some inlays that I made. And I'm going to pick out some of them. These inlays here are the steampunk inlays that I made. And I'm going to bring them up closer and show you each one of them before I start placing them down into the keychain, to kind of let you see which ones I chose. This one, and then I cut the other one in half that was like that to use in here. And then I have these two, and then I have a cute little heart here. And we're going to stack these on top of each other in here and see what we can get, what kind of turnout we can get. I spritzed a little alcohol in the mold. Now I'm going to take some glitter, because you know I got to have glitter. And I'm going to stir it up into the resin. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the mold. And I just want to get the surface of the mold filled with the resin. I don't want to go over any more than that. Now it's time to drop the inlays in. But I'm going to go in with my heat gun and pop any bubbles that may be at the top of the resin. Now I'm going to spray my inlay with some alcohol. And then I'm going to put it down in there. And that way it won't catch any bubbles on it. And I'm going to press it down into the mold to release any bubbles that may be under it, so they don't get trapped there. I'm going to spray this inlay with some alcohol, and I'm going to drop it on top of this inlay. I'm going to spritz alcohol in the inlay, and I'm going to put this heart down here, stacked on that one. I'm going to spray this one with some alcohol. And I'm going to drop it on the opposite side of the heart and push it down, releasing any bubbles that are trapped underneath it. Spritz this inlay with some alcohol, and I'm going to stack it on top of this heart. And then I'm going to spray this inlay with some alcohol, and then I'm going to stack it on right here on the bottom left-hand corner of the heart, just so half of it's poking out. Now here's the ashes. I have tested it. I've dropped it in water. It is sealed. There's nothing getting in that tube. So we drop it down in there, and I'm going to center it up right along with the keychain part up there that you hook the keychain hardware onto. I'm going to make sure it is right there with that, so I'll know that it is centered correctly. I'm going to spritz it with some alcohol, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to let that cure. Okay, now we're back. I'm going to put some black alcohol ink, which is the Mod Podge brand, and I'm going to stir it up into our resin. And I do this first so that we can set it to the side and let it degas and debubble while we are painting on our chameleon powders. And these are the Let's Resin chameleon powders. The colors I'm using are teal, galaxy, and plum. And this is the plum color right here. No, this is the galaxy that I'm using right now. I colored the little teeny heart down there in plum. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take this galaxy here, and I'm going to do the heart and then the little steampunk piece up here. I'm going to do them in the galaxy. And then I'm going to change to the teal and do the other two pieces so that they're zigzagged from one another. And since they're overlapping each other, I need to make sure that I get underneath that lip right there, because if I don't, then it's not going to have any chameleon powder on it, and it will look funny when we pull it out if we don't make sure we get all of our inlays covered with the chameleon powders. It will just look clear, and it won't look nice at all. So I need to make sure that when I overlapped these, there's going to be a section there that I need to make sure I get underneath on each side. And I stacked them like that in hopes that I get like a 3D look when we take it out of the mold. Now I'm taking that plum color and I'm going around the edge. I'm going to do the whole edge in the plum, because we only used the plum once, and that was on the little teeny heart that I put in there. So to bring that plum color out a little bit more, I'm going to do the whole edge in it. Now I'm going to spritz it with some alcohol, and now we're going to go ahead and pour our black over it, and then we will cover it and let it cure. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope this memorial piece turns out. I have enough ashes to do it again if it doesn't, you know, because they sent me enough in case that happens, because I told them that, you know, I may have to do a practice piece if it doesn't turn out and then do another piece. So I was sent enough ashes in case that happens. But we're going to hope for the best here, and we're going to hope that I don't have to redo it. I spritz it with a little alcohol, and now I'm getting everything out of the way, doing a bit of cleanup. And then we're going to cover it. Okay, now we're back, and it's fully cured. So let's take it out and see what we got. Cross your fingers. Here we go. This glove is too big. All right, we're going to get our hardware because I just know this is going to work. The ashes are flowing in there just right. They look really good. I'm liking everything in there, but there's a shadow here, a black shadow on here that I'm not liking at all. So we're going to have to fix that. The edges look really good. I'm not seeing any bubbles. And then where I put the glue at, you can see it. So we're going to have to hide those two things. Let's go ahead and put the hardware in here and see what it looks like right quick. I like it. I'm not going to have to redo this if everything else goes as planned. So now we got to figure out how to hide the shadow and the glue. I'm just thinking here, what am I going to do? So here we go. Here's my thoughts. I'm getting my doming mat out that I dome smaller pieces with. And I've picked out this saying. This is a Bible verse, and it's, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So we're going to hide the glue with that. Then I have these angels here that's going to be the guardian angel to hide the shadow that we have in the piece. So now I'm going through the angels, seeing which one's going to work. And there it is. So now we need to take these snippers here and clip off the ring on there because we don't need that on there anymore. I'm going to trim it up, make sure it's nice and clean, so you would never even know that there was a ring on it. Whoop, get back here. Okay, there it is. I love that guardian angel. Beautiful. Now, let's see if we can make this work. I need to peel the back part of this off. And I'm loving that white coating that it has on it, because it's going to really bring it out and let us be able to read it on this piece. And I rolled it up a bit so that it wouldn't try to be rising out of the resin while it's curing. And I'm going to put a little piece of tape on the back here in case any of that resin breaks the surface tension and tries to roll back here on the back. I'm going to place that tape right there. Now let's go ahead and put a little bit of resin on here, and then we're going to lay that Bible scripture out onto the piece. I don't want to put all the resin on there because then we may break the surface tension by placing our Bible verse on there. So I just put a little bit of resin on, and then we're going to get this laid out onto the piece. Get the angel on there, and then we will go ahead and add enough resin to dome the whole piece. And I need to trim it up a little bit here because I had a little bit hanging over, and that would have caused it to break the surface tension. So I trimmed it off a little bit, and now it fits on there perfectly. And I'm just making sure that it's nice and laid out on there, and making sure that it's no bubbles underneath it. Getting it exactly where I want it. Now let's drop the guardian angel on there. And you never even knew that shadow was there. You can't even see the drop of glue that I put on the pipette to lock the ashes in there. I think this is going to be a winner. Thank goodness. I hope I can make this person proud with this memorial piece. I think it's going to be beautiful. And I'm just adding a little bit more resin to it, making sure I have enough to cover it, because as it cures, it will shrink a little and try to, if you don't have enough resin on there, it will shrink and the edges won't be covered. So I think we're good. Let's take a look at it. That's looking good, y'all. Okay, I covered it. Now we're back and it should be cured. And let's take a look at it. There's the hardware. And that is beautiful. I love it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like this piece? Let's take a look at it. The ashes are flowing in there nicely. Let's take this piece of tape off the back. I don't need a dome on the back because everything back there is nice and neat. Let's put our hardware on there. And I think that's going to work. For those of you who stayed through the entire video, I have no words to express how grateful I am to have you here. I truly appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for allowing me to be part of it. God bless you. Bye-bye, my friends.